sans versus sans que in French with FrenchSpanishOnline.com. We're going to see how to use these two expressions. So first, let's start with the meaning of these words. Sans, when it is followed with a noun, a pronoun, and an infinitive form of the verb in French, means without, and it is followed in English with a noun, a pronoun, or the gerundive. Sans que is followed with the subjunctive in French and means without, followed with the gerundive. So here, as you can see, we have twice the gerundive form, and we are going to see in this lesson when we have to translate this construction with sans or with sans que. Because of course there is a rule. Sans que becomes sans que with the apostrophe before a vowel, sans qu'il soit fatigué. So let's start with the verb, with the word sans. Il est parti sans dire un mot, so he left without saying a word. So here we have our construction without, followed with the gerundive form of the verb. And in French we have the infinitive. Une semaine sans rien faire, a week doing nothing. So in French we say a week without doing nothing. Je suis entré sans le voir. I came in without seeing him. So why in this case we use just sans and not sans que to translate without with the gerundive form? Well, it is because we have the same subject in the two parts of the sentence before and after the word without. Here, for example, we have I. This is the subject of came. And here, who didn't see, actually, again, I, me. So twice the same subject. For this reason, we translate without with gerundive form, in sans in French with the infinitive form. Okay? So that's a rule here. Let's see more example. Sans rire, without laughing. So when we have a short sentence, for example, we always use the infinitive form. With noun, again, elle est partie sans ses chaussures, so here no difficulty because actually it is the same in English and in French. She left without her shoes. And je préfère y aller sans lui. Lui is a pronoun, so the same thing. I prefer to go without him. We also use the word sans to translate some English expression. The first one is a noun ending with less. To be fatherless, so to have no father. In French, we say être sans père. Or to be homeless, être sans abri. We also use the expression for the same thing, noun with free at the end. Sugar-free, sans sucre. Trouble-free, sans problème. Stress-free, sans stress. Let's see now an expression using the word sans. The expression is sans ça or sans quoi. Actually, it is the same meaning in English, otherwise. Il me rend mon argent, sans quoi j'appelle la police. He gives my money back, otherwise I call the police. Or you could say sans ça j'appelle la police, or even use the proper word to translate otherwise, sinon autrement, sinon j'appelle la police, autrement j'appelle la police. But sans quoi and sans ça are very common in French. Il me rend mon argent, sinon, sans quoi, sans ça, j'appelle la police. Okay? Let's see now how to use sans que. Well, I'm sure now you can understand because we said previously that when we have the construction without followed with the gerundive, we use sans when we have the same subject in the two parts of the sentence, before and after without. So you understand that we are going to use sans que when the subject is different. And it's true. Elle est venue sans que je le sache. She came without my knowing. Here we have the same construction as before, without, followed with the gerundive. But here we use sans que, followed with the subjunctive form of the verb to know, which is irregular in French, sache. So, why? Because here we have the subject she, the verb to come, and here we have me or my for to know. Two different subjects, so we use sans que followed with the subjunctive mood in French. And here's the same thing for the following examples. Je suis entré sans que personne ne me voie. I came in without anybody saying me. So without and the gerundive, but here we have I as the subject, and here we have anybody. Two different subjects, so sans que followed with the subjunctive, here the subjunctive form of the verb to see in French, voir, with a final E. We also have here the ne expletive is not obligatory, so you can use it or not. Personne ne me voit or personne me voit. Elle l'a fait sans que j'aie besoin de lui dire. The same thing, she did it without me or my having to tell her, or to tell him actually, because lui can be both, so it depends on the context of your conversation. And we have here, of course, now the subjunctive form of the verb to have, j'ai, with the final he, but the pronunciation is the same as the indicative, so we say j'ai in both cases. Elle l'a fait sans que j'aie besoin de lui dire. And again, we have here one subject and here another one. Okay? Let's see now an expression using the sans que. This expression, sans que ça se voit, and the meaning is without noticing, or hidden way, seamless. But here, as you can see, the thing is that we have voix indicative mood this time. So it's an exception, sans que ça se voit. So, for example, je l'ai fait sans que ça se voit. I did it without its noticing. Sans que ça se voit, or cela se voit, the same thing. But here's one of the expressions you can use actually. It's very common to say without its noticing. In French, je l'ai fait sans que ça se voit. C'est fini. Thank you very much again for watching these slides with me. I'm sure now you understand a bit better how to use sans and sans que in French to translate especially the construction gerundive and without with gerundive. But of course, if you have some commentary or questions, you can drop me a line and read the script of this lesson at FrenchSpanishOnline.com. It's free. Au revoir.